Ball. Till the day that I die. Till the nigga get high. Ain't no harm inside. Till I done gave it all I got for the city. I'ma ride.
I agree with everything, but coming from a younger generation, I see it as like it's a popularity race. If you're not known or was known around your city or school, no, not a lot of people are gonna really get behind you because of the simple fact that they don't know you. So it's hard to even jump behind you because honestly, we should already be a entertainment mecca. It's so many dope artists, dancers. It's like entertainers. We got everything, actors, actresses, and it's like you don't even know about them because you don't know them personally, and everybody around you and your circle doesn't speak on it or anything. So, like for instance, when you go to Wednesday, the art walk, you see so much quality stuff, and you be like, man, I wish somebody would push this out. Why isn't the art walk something that's known around, at least in the general southern areas and stuff? That should be something special for us. That's major for me, and I always feel like it's a popularity race for everybody, and it shouldn't be like that. Because when I was in the military, coming from Seattle, Denver, all the way back down, like you said, the vibe is way different. For some reason here, it's like if you're not in the crab pot with them, they don't even want to be messed up with you, and that's an unfortunate situation because it shouldn't always be like that. You know, you see somebody doing good or being positive in their community, you should always stand up for that, especially if they're black. I love stuff like that. I don't know about y'all, but I love stuff. I love seeing black people doing that thing. That's major. And you know, like I said, I come from Georgia, Atlanta. You see it every day. It don't even matter. You could just have met the guy, and y'all become best friends just like that because y'all have the same mentality. Y'all all got the same goals, and nobody's trying to step on each other's toes. And you know, I think once Jacksonville does what Gene said, you know, have unity, we'll grow into something major. But honestly, I can't possibly see that happening. It's only wishful thinking. But you know, hey, anything's possible, right?
It's just gonna take new leadership. Like, you know, looking at you guys are the new leaders. You know, I'm like a senior citizen in it. You know, I've been going at it since the '90s. But it's gonna take that. It's gonna take new leadership. Again, giving some attraction here. I like what Khan is trying to do, and shout out to Sean Khan. He actually just put his money behind like a black channel media network. So salute to him. You know where his mind is, and you know who he has everybody involved in it. And you know you never know. I think that because you know where he's from, soccer's a big deal. We could see some soccer action here, but it's gonna take the build up that he needs, more hotels to accommodate people coming in, more shops and different attractions so that there'll be, commerce being exchanged, and we'll get a whole new facelift downtown. Yeah, we'll have a whole new facelift, but, we as African Americans, we're gonna have to know how to treat it. Like, you can't look at it as, oh, this a come up and I'm finna rob, please.
Right.
Because that too actually hurts. The more, we're known for our crime rate, and we need to change that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing in growth though, like back in the day, they used to call it the bangle. I mean, some still do, but at the same time, it's more Duval more than anything. So I'm glad that's a nice facelift too. But I really think that they should bring back a lot of the stuff that we used to do yearly. Yeah, hoop it up, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, they don't want it. They don't want it.
Come together.
They don't want it. Hoop it up.
People really look forward to that I'm talking about I'm a kid. I'm 19 years, boy, it ain't even springtime yet. Boy, I can't wait for Hoop It Up to get here. I can't wait for Come Together Day. We had things to look forward to. Man, the mall, man, even just going to the mall. Man, remember Regency?
Gateway.
Every Friday, thick. You couldn't even walk through it.
Yeah.
Kids, parents, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just hang.
But like I said, they
Food
just aimed
court.
everything at one part.
Okay.
Arcade and all.
Yeah.
Food court was all the chain, boy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That was 3-part plan. Food court, movie theater, then the club. Shout out to Young Blood.
With all of that being said, then that also leads us to another social topic. I'm so glad we started with social topics
Aren't
today
you?
instead of the sports.
Yeah. It's for the city.
You know, I do, because I love the city and I just want to see the city grow. And I am so thankful to God that He is giving me this platform and this voice to do exactly what He laid on my heart. So that leads us to fake news.
Huh?
How much social media freedom
okay.
should our kids have? Where does the responsibility lie? With the parents, with the kids? To me, it's totally out of the kids' hands. It's what I say and that's it. My daughter know about it, don't you? Yeah. She had that phone taken and she was outside all day playing with me. You know, because this is serious.
Step.
Before you have somebody out there, we saw the people. What was the man name on NBC News? And he used to come out the back with all the pedophiles. You know what I'm talking about. You know. You know
what was Buddy's name?
At the
Oh
door.
man, I can't think his name.
Was it Chris something?
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen. There you go. Thank you, audience, for helping.
So
us.
what were you gonna do with this 12-year-old girl?
Okay, but you know.
Oh, what? I'm talking about out of nowhere. Buddy be getting ready, having little wine coolers laid out and everything. Next thing you know, you spin around Chris Hansen. So what are you gonna do? Did you know she was 12?
You know, but it's serious because they're snatching up pedophiles and people who are doing things that social media was not created for, and it's running rampant. And it's even with the kids shooting up the schools, they gotta post it, you know, or they're posting
think that's why they doing
suicides.
it at this point.
It's just a lot of irresponsibility because a lot of parents have just assuming that the phones are the
That's the
babysitters,
babysitter, yeah.
you know. And
I got things to do.
we have to really take heart to what these kids are doing out here on these phones. And I monitor my kids' time on the phones as much as I possibly can. I know I cannot do it all the time, but I do try to monitor and be aware of what they're doing. And their dad takes even more responsibility because he chooses to learn and understand the codes and all of these emojis.
I'm
and
locked
everything.
in, boy.
Yes. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I'm not
that
into
way.
that, but
Yeah, for sure.
speak on that since
you
you're
finna finesse
our
me.
younger demographic.
Being a young demographic, I believe.
baby.
Yeah, basically. I don't think social media is a bad thing, and I don't even think it's the parents that you need to put the blame on. At the end of the day, it's just a cell phone, or a computer, however you want to look at it. But really, a lot of this stuff happens off the cell phones where you don't see it, and it's like when you actually see it on social media and stuff, it's already too late. It already happened. Most of the time, it's already days past. It's a lot of bullying and stuff going on and stuff, and schools and outside walking around. You know, you never see that part. You just see the end result of a kid going AWOL because he been bullied and nobody did anything about it at the school. So who are we really gonna blame? He could have told his teachers or his parents, and nobody took action. So,
See, what I think social media has taken it to a whole nother level, though, is like the first time, as soon as something happened, now everybody pull out their phone and do what I'm doing right now and go live. Well, before, you know, it was always, even though we didn't like it, it was always somebody that tried to break the fight up if it got too bad. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, it just go on. It'd be a melee. They just fighting for hours. People are just filming it. They making like videos out here, just oh my God, look, and here comes, and then finally the police show up, and now they the bad guy. And not that I agree with the police brutality, but I mean, they human. What do you want to do? They see this social media and stuff too, and they affected by it. If they see us acting like animals and clowns, that's how they gonna treat our kids. White, black, purple, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just the African American. I'm an African American. It affects me more. So,
I mean, they treat us like animals anyway. Been treating us like animals, so I don't agree with that sentiment. Part two, I don't think kids should have cell phones. I think they should go back to the same way we have. Give them a landline. The reason why I say that is because, yeah, it's a smartphone, but it's making our kids
dumb.
a little bit dumb. Because one thing that I've learned is you'll master something in 6 months without being distracted. All a cell phone is a distraction. Well, what are they distracting you from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, you know, if a kid isn't focused on the phone or that next post or whatever somebody else is doing or whatever it is, it's hard to do that through a landline. You know what I mean? Now you have to do your homework. You got to do your chores. You got to go outside. You got to engage. What you mean? At all ages. I don't think they should have one until they're old enough to have that responsibility.
So what age are you putting on the responsibility? Or are you saying like grown, like
grown, 18? When you get ready to get out the house, when you can pay, when you can pay for
when
it
you
yourself, when you can pay
bill.
for it yourself, you can get out of it. The only reason why I say that, but yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But at the same time, like I said, if you give your child a phone, and that's all they do, that's it. They don't do anything else. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to do their homework. They don't want to do anything that you tell them to do. That's on you. If they don't have that, they're forced to do what you say because they don't have that outlet. They can't hide from you either.
Nowadays, it's a different scenario because a lot of people forget that we're in a different era where it's more weirdos than before. When we were kids, we had mongoose bikes and jumping off ramps, hitting backflips on swings at the playground in the cul-de-sac with your guys. It's not the same. You got grown men staring down your jet when you going to get some ice cream. I mean, so you got to think about stuff like that. That's how I look at it. So I think cell phones are necessary, but not everywhere.
I mean, I got a 12-year-old daughter, right? Okay. All right, so my daughter is so lazy. She's way lazier now with her iPhone than she was before she even had a phone. My daughter could memorize a movie word for word and act out every character. She doesn't even do that anymore or attempt it. Why? She's distracted. When you take her phone away from her, she's a straight A student. When she has that iPhone, she's been making C's. It's a difference. I'm telling you, it's a difference. When she didn't have that iPhone, my daughter wanted to play every sport. You seen it? Basketball, volleyball. She wanted to do anything to get out the house. Now she just want to play volleyball. It's a difference. It's called dopamine. Exactly. They should have a lock. They should have a lock on it until they can unlock. Or when you turn 18, boom.
The lock is the parent. That child can't go out and buy that phone. There you go. The lock is the parent. You as the parent.
But just like with us, when we were old enough to go get what we wanted, we had to do that. We had to earn that right? If our parents didn't have it, they put in us, hey, you got to work to go get this. Oh, you want them J's? You got to go work for it or bring me home straight A's, correct? Mm-hmm. And you got to earn those privileges. Like I say, we don't make our kids earn stuff no more, man. It's always given. You know what I mean? Yeah. I tell my daughter every time, you bring me home straight A's, 1C, I'm not giving you nothing. Well, if you break straight A's, I'm giving you anything you want. And she's seen that, so that's my thing. We got to hold ourselves accountable, but at the same time, I just don't think that that's productive. It's counterproductive. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, school shootings are through the roof, but that ain't us.
Oh, that's definitely not us.
You know what I mean? That's
Right.
not us. That's
Right.
nothing that we have to worry about. So there's no reason my child should have a cell phone in school. They should be there learning and enjoying
Correct.
school, not
Correct.
enjoying what's on social media.
I was at I do a reading tour every Monday where I hit different schools, and yesterday I was at Rutledge H. Pearson, and one of the things that, because I was able to read to a couple of classes made up of fifth graders, and I was in the library. So one of the things that I was telling them as I was looking around the room, like they had encyclopedias, of course they had biographies and different things of that nature. And what I told them was that the technology that they have now, which I was speaking upon the cell phones, and when it comes time to do a book report, you can just Google that person. You can get all of your items right there about that individual, and you can pretty much copy it word for word and have a dynamic book report. Well, back in the day, we didn't have that. We had encyclopedias, or you went to the library and you found the book and you read about that person's life. You took excerpts from the encyclopedia, paired them up with what you got from the book, and utilized that to put your book report together. That teaches you discipline, and it makes you work a lot harder than just pushing the button. From a social media standpoint, even for adults, social media has become
Thank you for coming.
so.
All right, thank
All right,
you.
God,
Be
Daddy.
safe.
All right. Social media has become a fame injection. And as we know, fame is the worst drug known to man.
Yes.
I've seen adults' disposition change because of stardom from social media.
Yes.
So with kids, it's twice as potent
Yes.
because they're at an age where, too much attention is overwhelming for them. With that being said, I think, and I echo my man here, when they're old enough to actually be able to pay the bill for it, then I think they should have the phone. Now, I know in certain instances, you have to have it because everybody's pick up and drop off program or their work schedules don't allow. And I mean, this day and time, I don't know how many people still have a home phone. I know I don't have one. I have a jack for one, but I don't have a home phone because, it's got
I
to know
haven't heard
about,
anybody say a jack, and I don't
jack,
know how long.
yeah, a phone jack. You know what I'm saying? See, you don't even know what one is. So, I know I have one, but I don't have, a home phone. So, with that though, I know that there are certain different circumstances where parents need to be in touch with their kids. And then now it's more, we call it peer pressure. It's more peer pressure now. If you don't have a phone, it's like, what are you doing? Where's your phone?
Yes.
So I get that in high school or what have you, but I know I've seen kids have them as early as 7 years old,
Yes.
or 9 years old, and I'm
Yes.
thinking like you're creating a pattern. For one, there's more pedophilia on the internet than it ever was.
Yes.
Than it ever was. Even pedophiles used to have to work pretty hard. They was gonna have to be at the schoolyard or be at the park or catch you at that store getting some ice cream
Yes.
or what have you. They gonna have to do that back in the day. Now they don't have to do
Do
that.
none of that.
Now they can
Nothing.
get on, they can create a dummy page, a fake page, and be a kid on the page and be talking to you back and forth. And as my man said out there, if you, as a parent, if you just letting them go into that room and they raising themselves because it's a babysitter, because you in your room with the door closed
With the
on
phone.
your phone.
Yes.
So you don't know what your child is doing. And I think we leave too much responsibility for them this day and time because we think it's safety in here when in actuality it's a lot more dangerous than it was before we had them.
Yes. They're
so-
far vulnerable.
Parents are responsible for their kids and what they actually are engaged with on social media. I want to say this in short, and then I'm going to be done. one of the things that I used to tell my son as a young man, was he was 24 years old when he passed. So when he was like, 18, 19, 20, 21, and he was officially legal, when you're 21, you were able to get some things.
Yeah.
Well, he acquired some things that made his imagery look very, very distasteful on social media because he felt like he had to show everybody that he had weapons. Well, that I used to always tell him, listen, the stuff that you put out now, because with social media, even though you can go back, you could delete this text or you could delete it or delete whatever you put on social media, it goes out into perpetuity.
Yes.
Whereas you think it's gone,
Yes.
but it's somewhere. Somebody saw it, somebody shared it, and it ain't gone.
No.
And it will come back up when you least expect it.
Yes.
You decided to act crazy one night at a party. You did a video. You thought it was gone.
Yes.
Now you decide you're going to run for city councilman. You're going to run for mayor. They're going to be like, oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, you mean you talking about the guy that was doing this? And it'll come back,
Yeah.
and it will bite you. So, one of the things that I talk about to young people is be responsible. Like Rose said, somebody could be drowning, and before you give them a raft or a stick or something to hold on to, you want to record it. They didn't drown because you trying to get the right angle on it, and that's the society we have become. And I'm not really a huge fan of texting like all the time either. Like we've lost communication.
Yep.
It's easier for me to text Monroe, I got a problem with him, versus me picking up the phone and say, hey, man, you said something the other day that just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, we can't talk about it no more. We got to post it.
And you don't know the intent. You don't know the tone. And that's when things get taken out of context. And when it gets taken out of context, now it's really a problem that's bigger than what it was instead of you talking to that person. So I definitely agree with you on that. And like you say, man, you can't put grown-up responsibilities on your children, man. Because just like you was when you was a kid, when you didn't have that phone, think about how your mind was really going. So imagine giving a child a phone and they mind going the same way. You know what I mean? And now it's like, dang, I ain't think about that. You know what I mean? I got a son that got like autism. You know what I mean? Don't know what a phone is, but my son taking stuff apart, putting it back together. He's in the trucks. He's in the engineering. He's in just playing with stuff, doing things. And his little brothers and sisters are playing with phones and stuff. But he'd rather be alone than do this.
Yeah.
If he ain't what they say, but I don't believe it. But if he has light autism and y'all don't, and he's over here doing stuff with his hands that y'all can't explain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then what their IQ is gonna be? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I get it, but this is my point. Like, but
Pill
you see the difference. A kid over here doing something constructive, that's not in. These are zombies. You know what I mean? They're not learning anything from it. They're looking at something and it's giving them a vision, and it's not real. Just like I say, social media is not real. It's not real life, but people will make it real life. People will try to make it what you want to make it, but it's not real because outside of that, people are not the same people they are on social media that they are in real life. And that's why I say it just all depends on how much you value it. You know, that's just my take on it. You know, on social media and fake news. It's whatever energy you give to it is what it is.
Till the day that I die, till the nigga get high, ain't no harm, you know. Till I done gave it all I got for the city, I'ma ride.